This is the Khmer Times News. My name is Paolo Bonini, and these are your headlines. An axe murder that has horrified a nation. A wizard is told to stop his wizardy ways. And some good news, Moody's upgrades Cambodia, but I will explain what all that means later on. Firstly, it's to our headline story, and there has been the most horrifying of murders this week when an aunt killed her niece with an axe. It's almost impossible to comprehend, but the reasoning behind the attack will leave you dumbfounded. Police announced a 45-year-old woman has been arrested after the brutal murder of her sleeping 16-year-old niece. Colonel Sarin of Battambang province said that the murder took place at approximately 1:30 a.m. and the reason behind the assault is incredible. Under questioning, the 45-year-old woman said that she was angry with her 16-year-old niece for talking on the phone late at night and also going out to see her friends at what the aunt considered unreasonable hours. This anger built up inside her, and she became so enraged that in the dead of night, she went out and collected an old axe. She then stealthily walked into the darkened bedroom of her niece. The teenage girl lay in her bed sound asleep. It was then the aunt raised the axe above her head and repeatedly hacked at her niece. She struck blow after blow. The scene was that of a horror movie, and she did not stop until the girl was dead. It was a horrific crime, and now the aunt is in jail. But there was a similar case this week, that of this man who went on the run after he used a machete to hack a woman to death following a dispute over $90. Mr. Long had seen social media posts by the victim, and they had got into a heated row. He then armed himself with a machete and went to her house, and it was there in the late afternoon he murdered her. He then immediately fled, but not for long, as the police soon caught up with him. Now, these kind of issues with machete assaults and the like have not gone unnoticed, as this week the Prime Minister himself stepped in and he told all provinces to crack down on these types of crimes, especially when it involves youths, as they affect social stability. And, of course, they are not acceptable in any law-abiding society. On this week's Crime Desk, a baby screams out in a lightning storm and is saved. A wizard is told to stop your wizardy ways, and you could earn yourself $10,000 with just one phone call. Now, we start our crime desk with a crime not covered here ever before, and that is abandonment. And this tale is one that could dwell in a Victorian novel, as the mood and the location and the ending all have a touch of the Charles Dickens about them. It was one stormy night, lightning flashed all about and rain thundered down. But through the darkness, the wail of a single baby could be heard. Locals went out in the storm, and there in the field they discovered a tiny baby, one that was howling, not due to the rain, but due to the fact it was covered in ants and was being severely bitten. Local government officials were called, and a Mrs. Tarry A member of the Poi Phet City Council of Social Affairs took the newborn baby to the nearby hospital in Siem Reap. On closer examination, apart from the mauling by the ants, the child was in good health. And with the help of the kindly Mrs. Tarry, she very quickly found a local family that are now looking to adopt the baby. So, in the end, the child left abandoned under a tempestuous, raging sky has found sanctuary in a loving, caring home. And that, quite simply, is beautiful. From babies in storms to baby crocodiles. And this one is another unique story, as police are hunting for these two people. The couple are sought for the most unusual and the most unique of crimes, because what they did is so damn bizarre. They decided to drive into the Royal University of Phnom Penh, a fine institution with an excellent pedigree that has many hundreds of young students. And when they got there, they sought out a pond on campus. They then pulled out a crocodile and left it in the college pond. Now, why you would do that is a mystery. Why take a crocodile and release it at a college? I mean, it's hard to think of a worse place to let a crocodile loose, but that is what they did. Dr. Chet of the Royal University said that a security guard had spotted the mysterious duo and the reptile was swiftly corralled, and it was made sure that no harm came to any of the students or the crocodile itself. But now police are asking for your help with any information as to who this mysterious duo may be. Now for another person wanted by the police, but this time your information could earn you a cool $10,000. He is wanted for the murder of a taxi driver, and it is the FBI that are hunting him. The FBI states that it believes that a man wanted for the alleged involvement in the murder and dismemberment of an Uber driver in California back in 2017 has now fled to Cambodia. Bob Tang is wanted for murdering the victim and then dismembering the body. And after committing his gruesome crime, he fled to his homeland of Cambodia. Tang had reportedly found himself in a love triangle when he discovered his wife and his best friend, a fellow Cambodian, had been having an affair. So he murdered the man and cut up his body. Human remains were found in a warehouse that Tang operated in California. A felony arrest warrant has been issued for Tang, and the FBI want your help in finding him. He has a mole on the left side of his nose, and he has very close ties to Phnom Penh. The FBI say that Tang should be considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information about this case has been asked to contact the American Embassy or the American Consulate. We finish this week with some very big financial news for the kingdom. And it is that kind of thing that you may not give a sausage about. But it is really big news that in time will affect each and every one of you. And that is, Moody's has upgraded Cambodia's outlook from negative to stable. Now let me explain who Moody's are. They are a huge financial review body that reviews international banks and even entire countries. And when these learned men issue a report on financial health, the world listens. and what they have said is a game changer for the kingdom. Now, they do waffle on in a jargon that can be very confusing. They say things like, Cambodia's current account deficit narrowly sharpened owing to a significant reduction in non-monetary gold imports that distorted external metrics. And remittances and FDI inflows have recovered with continued improvement that will help stabilize its reserve buffers, making it more resilient to related downside risks. Now, none of that really matters. For what you need to get through is this word jungle to find the gold. And what that gold is, hidden among the jargon, is Cambodia's economy is much more stable than ever before. And that word stable means the world to people like me, who are investors in the country. If you are investing in the Khmer real, which I am, then stable is what I want. If you are a foreign company looking to invest millions of dollars in a factory, then stable is the word you are looking for. Moody's also affirmed Cambodia's long-term B2 rating. The rating infers strong growth prospects and highly affordable government debt burdens. Simply put, Cambodia is a good bet to invest in. And it clearly says the future is looking brighter for the nation's economy. It's time to have a look ahead and see what the weather has in store for us next week.
And here we find ourselves after we troll down the winding road of the weekly weather. Time for me to try and get this up on the screen. Hold on, I've done it wrong again. How do I? Oh, that button. And then I have to pause. That's the thing I don't. There we go. Pause. And now I can see it. Oh, lordy logs. Have a look. It's thunder. It's lightning. It's rain. And it's right across the board. There's a whole load of it. Humidity still up in the mid-70s. So it's still damn uncomfortable. Precipitation is averaged out a potential of 78%. But remember, these are just bursts here and there. This ain't the proper monsoon rain yet. And your highs for your temperature, quite unbelievably, could reach as high as 38 degrees on Monday.
See you next weekend for your weekly roundup.